It's definitely safe to say that vaccine protocols are not what they used to be. It is often said in medicine, one half of what is considered as fact today will be obsolete in 5 years, and so it is with feline vaccines. The only protocol that still seems to be accepted by most is that kitten vaccines should be given for the upper respiratory diseases and for cat fever, ideally at 8 and 12 weeks of age, and even another at 16 weeks if deemed appropriate. The cat's immune system seems to develop earlier than a dog's, so many now believe that additional vaccines may not be necessary, but it won't hurt if one wants to be totally safe. Whether your veterinarian opts for a kitten series of 2 sets or 3, for maximal protection, the series needs to be completed. As far as booster schedules and what vaccines should be given to your cats, there are so many opinions, we will cover the basics and leave the specifics up to you and your veterinarian who knows your cat the best. Most cats, indoor and outdoor, should be vaccinated against panleukopenia, also called cat fever or feline distemper, and the upper respiratory diseases like rhinotracheitis, calicivirus, and often even chlamydia. Booster revaccination is dependent on your cat's lifestyle, the prevalence of a particular disease in your area, and your veterinarian's recommendation. Many of the feline practitioner organizations are recommending modified booster vaccination schedules. So, if you or your veterinarian feel that when it comes to vaccines less is more, then titer tests are also available which can test for the presence of protective antibodies, thus can help determine if boosters are even needed. For indoor-only cats, these vaccinations may be all that's necessary, unless a risk for exposure to other outdoor cats exists, or unless a city ordinance dictates a requirement for a certain vaccine, as is the case with rabies vaccine. Many feel that if the risk associated with a given vaccine is worse than the potential risk of acquiring the disease, then that vaccine may not be worth giving. This rule might apply, for example, to a leukemia vaccine with a strictly indoor cat. Also, if a vaccine has only limited efficacy and the disease for which it is protecting has a relatively low potential for contagion, then it might be wise to hold off on the vaccine. For most house cats, the FIP vaccine might fall under this category. The important lesson here is that vaccines should not be taken for granted. We want to make sure your cat stays healthy and protected from disease, but we also do not want to overstimulate your cat's immune system by vaccinating unnecessarily. So regardless of how often you and your veterinarian elect to administer booster vaccinations, it is still extremely important to have your furry feline examined at least once, or better yet, twice a year. Why not take some time to discuss this very important topic with the one person who knows the medical needs of your cat the most and who always has your cat's best interest in mind, your veterinarian. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dr. Jeff Werber for Pet Care Television.